Back when I watched The Little Mermaid, Sebastian the Crab used to tell me that everything is better where it's wetter, down under the sea. Well, we'll find that out in this movie, if that's true. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a brand new movie review. Today I'm going to be discussing Underwater, which stars Kristen Stewart, TJ Miller, Jessica Henwick, and Vincent Cassel. Of course, this movie is about a crew of researchers who are working under the sea to get to safety after an earthquake devastates their laboratory. But the crew has more than just the ocean to fear. Here's the thing with this movie. I've heard a lot of buzz about this movie because this movie initially came back, was filmed and made in 2017, but was pushed back heavily over years and years and years. And sometimes when that happens, you get a little bit nervous going into these movies because it could end up being a train wreck. I will gladly say that I don't think this movie is a train wreck. I actually got some good, enjoyable fun out of it. Is it perfect though? No, but we'll discuss that. I will at least say this though. I think if you go out to the movies, at least you're gonna have some fun with this, because what Alien did to making me never want to go out to outer space, this movie made me never want to go under the water again. Make sure, guys, to swim on over to that like and subscribe button right down there. That way you guys never miss out on any early movie reviews like this. And make sure as well to comment down below and let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Are you guys excited for this movie? Are you not? Surprisingly enough, a lot of you guys have actually asked me to review this movie. I've been trying to review it. The screening finally happened today. It's finally coming out this weekend, so let's talk about it. Like I said, I did enjoy this movie. I thought there were some good moments to it. I think Kristen Stewart is great. I think she's one of those actresses that has really developed herself into such a fantastic actress and really is able to give 110% no matter what movie she is in, and I really like the performance that she was able to give in here. Now, when we go over to another performance in here that I really want to discuss, that is Jessica Henwick, who I'm a major fan of, but what she does in this movie is actually one of the most subtle, charming things that I love about it, and her little bit of dialogue that she has between the whole crew is some of the most subtle things that I appreciated the most. The thing when it comes to performances in movies like this one is that they are not focused on. The focus on this movie is the thrilling intensity of trying to survive. So talking about these performances and saying how great they were isn't really much saying to it, because really the movie contains to its thrills and how intense and how heroic and at times scary this movie could possibly be, and it's elements like that is why you go to see this movie. You don't go to see this movie to see someone turn in an Oscar-worthy performance, but that's where I'll say this, because I have a lot of pros, but I also have a couple cons to this movie. And I feel like the execution of this movie, while good, because the production design is excellent. I mean, the production design, everything that they made to make them look like they were walking underwater is superb. If you look up a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that I saw on Twitter, it's excellent. They really built like this giant thing to funnel this all out and make it feel real. There's not one point in time in here where I thought like some of the visual effects were fake or any of the moments in here. It all felt very intense and very real, to where it made me feel like I was actually there under the water, at times actually making you hold your breath, which is quite an accomplishment of its own. I go back to talking about its execution, which is good. Again, I think the production design, excellent. Everything around that whole technicality of this film is excellent. But when I talk about the execution being good, I think something was missing from this movie. And I don't know if it was the different tonal clashes that this movie has at times. TJ Miller is in this movie. Now, while we can get into a whole discussion on TJ Miller, he brings a lot of jokes in this movie. And I felt like every time he threw a joke out, it halted how intense it was and really tried to create levity in that moment, which was not needed. This movie was trying to keep me intense, and then he has a one-liner. And then it tries to go up intense, then it has a one-liner. And every single time that happened, it took me out of the moment, sadly. And there are multiple times where this movie does take you out of the moment. And for only being an hour and 30 minutes, I felt like there was more that you could have added to this movie. This movie is definitely trying to be like Alien, just under the water. And it does feel like that. It is very much self-contained. I just wish it actually focused on some of the characters just a bit more, because I truly didn't care about anyone. You start to find out certain things about people as they go through with certain exposition heavy dialogue, as they're trying to be intense and trying to crawl through these little narrow passageways, which has elements of, say, The Descent, which makes it feel very claustrophobic, which I liked. Even the way that they're able to use the perspectives from first to third person, making you able to feel like you were there, again, works all greatly. I just wish the execution within its story way, the way that it developed its characters, and of course the humor in here was a little bit knitted better. For a movie that was supposed to come out like years ago, this movie turned out way better than it should have. And I'm actually sad to think that this movie's probably going to bomb, because I think there's enough potential in here to see a little bit more from this world and the way that they were able to build up stuff under the water. Of course, yes, there is more to worry about than just the sinking laboratory. I don't want to really get much into that, because if you don't know, but I liked what they had under there, and I wanted more of that, and I think the film should have expanded a little bit more on that. And again, there's a lot more this film should have expanded on. But in general, this is a fun time at the movies. You could definitely go see it. I don't think you'll walk out thinking you wasted your time. You're not going to get the most horrifying movie in the world. What you're going to get is definitely an intense expedition under the water that's claustrophobic while at the same time getting you thrills. Kind of think of this movie as this. Like I said, it is aliens under the water. Like they took elements from Dead Space, Gears of War, BioShock, The Descent, and Alien, threw it into one big batch, mixed it around, and made the movie. And that's what you get with Underwater. Before I get you guys my final thoughts on Underwater, make sure again to swim right over to that like and subscribe button again. Comment down below, let me know what your guys' thoughts are. And of course, if you guys are new here, make sure to head over to Sandwich on Films on how to see films early. And of course, just a big thank you to you and a big thank you to my Patreon supporters, because without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. Underwater is a good movie. I liked it. There are really good elements to it, and I think if you catch this on a streaming service or if you end up going to see it in the theaters, I don't think you're going to walk away feeling disappointed. I really like the score. I really like the cinematography. All the production and technicalities of this movie are superb. The performances are whatever. They're not the main attraction of this movie. It's really the claustrophobic nature of this film and how it is making you feel like you are truly under the sea. That's what works. The story, though, the execution and all that manner, could have been a little bit better. I wish there was more character progression. I wish it made me care more about these characters, so when certain things do happen, I care. I want them to live. And even adding on, some of the humor was definitely misplaced. This is supposed to be a thriller? It's not. It's a 90-minute thriller, and while it is intense, I felt like there were some comedic moments in there that didn't need to happen, and they took away a lot from the intensity. Again, I liked it. I liked what they had in here. I think, again, you go to the movie theaters, you're probably going to enjoy it. I enjoyed it. So with all that said, I'm going to give Underwater a C+. Let me know what your guys' thoughts on Underwater is. Did you guys like it? Did you hate it? Let's discuss it down below, guys. Thank you guys again so much for watching this. Look out for more video reviews soon, and of course, until next time, stay classy.